So this is Rock Pops.
Yes.
Hey.
Oh, so you started it.
Yeah. What is Rock
that?
Pops, Bill?
Rock Pops is a show about two dads who play in bands, who talk all about music,
Playing with each other.
playing with each other for
not
for,
right.
for decades.
And music
now.
and bands.
And you brought some friends along the way. Hi, I'm Chris Vert.
Chris Vert never left. So you remember from Chris Vert from last week where we talked about a lot of talks. We talks. And
Cornmo.
Also,
We talked
you
about- we talked
remember,
about fucking Cornmo and San
Remember Jen
Jose.
Pecora? We're still married.
yes.
Yeah, we are still
Jen Pecora
married.
is still married
I
to
am
Joe
still
Pecora.
here.
But we are now 8 episodes in, and we never, ever really got into the Pops part of it. Really just like talking about us being dads and moms. But we
Thank you.
we invited Chris back because Chris is the father of a 1-year-old girl, right? She just turned 1 month ago, so she didn't just turn it.
1 month and 1 year and 5 months.
And her name is Stevie Nicks.
Yes. I thought it was Sheryl Crow.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one. She soaks up the sun. Oh, Easter. He's got a daughter that he calls Easter. She was born on a. Who's got it?
I'm going to say Sunday.
Day?
Tuesday night.
Oh.
Wow.
You're all
well,
bitches. You're all
that
bitches.
is a real
You're all-
you know
misleading
why?
line.
It's the Tuesday night?
Why?
Because it was the Tuesday night
Fun Club or something?
fun club or
No.
something like that, where they that's
Tuesday
where the
night
band,
happy
that's
hour?
where her whole band came from.
That was the name of the album.
Yeah.
That was the name of the album. The Tuesday night, yada,
Whatever.
yada, yada,
Yeah.
yada.
Jim Jam.
I'll go into my aunt's
Whatever.
CD collection to see where it
Yeah.
is with the broken jewel case because,
it's
you
your
know.
aunt's CD
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's my aunt's CD
at Aunt
collection.
Pop's.
That's in her
So
accord.
this is Rock Pops, where every episode starts off with Sheryl Crow anecdotes. Is she hot? That's the big question.
I think Sheryl Crow is hot.
Yeah, I mean, if she was to be like, "Hey, you come backstage, service me,"
Wow.
And by that she means get her a cup of tea.
Yeah.
I was going to say work on a car or something.
she's not married. She's like single. She can't hold it down
Why do you know so much about Sheryl Crow?
Yeah, really.
because I'm always just struggling. Who is seeing her shows? Is she hot? Like I just don't know.
She's hot.
I can't put my
Did you
finger
put
on
it in 2022?
But she was
Well, we don't know. Hold on.
right. That's what
The
I'm
internet will
always
tell us.
doing.
You want that?
What? She's 60. She looks great at 60.
She looks
I'm
great
not
at 60,
gonna
but
look
is she
like
hot? Joe.
She looks great at 60.
I mean, if she's soaking up the sun right on the stage,
Look at
She
that.
shouldn't be soaking up that much sun. It's bad for your skin.
At 60 especially.
I know, right?
don't know.
I mean,
I think she's attractive.
Look her up, folks.
is Sheryl Crow hot? Tweet us.
Tweet us
yes, yeah.
at Rock Pop.
Okay, all right. So, all right, so
Let's
some
get
housekeeping.
into it.
She's got the long blonde hair. She's got a
All
beautiful
right.
face.
Bill's
She's got a
gotta do
jaw that goes on for
housekeeping.
days.
Every day is a winding road.
You want
So
you,
is her
you
Now
want
I feel like I gotta defend Sheryl Crow. Leave her alone. She's beautiful. She's
I said
60.
she's beautiful.
She's hot.
She is beautiful. She is beautiful.
The girl is beautiful.
Yes.
The crow is beautiful.
It's got to rain sometime.
Wait, are you
Crow.
quoting Brandon Lee's The Crow now?
All right, we're there with
You know I was The Crow like 3 Halloweens in a row too, but the middle one was I was Sheryl Crow.
Which I could just only say soak up the sun. So did you have a big sun like helmet?
Do you know any other Sheryl Crow songs? Or?
Yeah, really.
Winding road. If it makes you happy, it can't be that bad.
Oh, that's a good
Wow,
one.
That's the one.
You were listening to it on the way over, weren't you?
No, I would be honest.
The
Well,
second time that you came over, not 2 weeks ago when you were here recording.
I was talking to my dad about getting a dog.
No.
My stupid dad.
My
The original
favorite
Rock
mistake.
Oh yeah.
That's about her hooking up with like Eric Clapton.
Oh,
Ew.
What?
Yeah.
I wanted Nicole to walk down the aisle too. My favorite mistake. That would be so funny. Did you know?
Oh, wait, how about Strong Enough?
Oh that one I want.
strong enough to be my man.
Woo!
Wow, that's sad.
Sultry.
I felt.
You know what? That just did it
Yeah,
for me.
so did
I
I.
wanted Nicole to walk down the aisle to "Are you strong enough to be my man?" That would be funny. Gonna feel like hell tonight.
Leaving Las Vegas.
I don't know that one.
Wow.
Leaving
She
Las
shits hits.
Vegas. She did shit hits.
She shits hits.
She did shit hits.
Who's listening?
Your aunt. I've said this many
Dude,
times.
a lot of people were listening.
Aunt Carol is
You know
buying
of these
those
songs.
tickets.
You didn't buy the album.
I had a tape of Sheryl Crow. I brought that and Veruca Salt.
Three,
Do you remember Veruca Salt?
Sure.
Remember Veruca Salt.
Do you remember what they did?
5,
No.
What did they do?
Naked Eye? Is that?
No.
It's when my naked eye saw.
Is that Veruca Salt?
Yeah, she also ate the blueberry, right?
No.
No, no.
Stop that,
Naked
Bill.
Eye
Why?
is
Get your head out
Luscious
of Willow Monk.
Jackson.
Too soon.
Luscious Jackson.
Luscious Jackson. Yeah.
Good night, everybody. This has been Rock
That was
Pops.
rock.
Yo,
Pops.
but back to Sheryl
Luscious
Crow.
Jackson.
Oh, come on, let's not.
Eight songs that I recognize.
That's
8 fucking hits.
That's money. That's money.
Yeah,
That's
bank,
big
bro.
money. Yeah.
Anyway,
If you have any comments about Sheryl Crow, or if you want to weigh in on this, please tweet us at
Sheryl
RockPopsPod.
Crow. we don't know.
At Sheryl Crow
Sheryl
at
Crow.
Go to the website.
gmail.com.
Sheryl Crow fan
at
87,000
AOL.com.
at Lycos. Okay.
And if you got here by accident, this show is your favorite mistake.
Just stay. Just stay.
Please stay. So today we're talking about more on the dad side and the mom side and just the parent side. We're finally here. We're finally talking about
Get used to it.
being parents who love
you
music,
said it. I didn't.
It's cool.
who want to share it with our kids. So we're all on this journey of having young children under 5 years old. Is that a 5 yet? No, she's 4.
No, she'll be
She's
5 in
five in
August.
Yeah.
So preschool age children who are just getting introduced to everything. Music, movies, any type of media. Learning how to ride a bike. All exciting times for us as parents. It's the whole reason why we did this podcast. We are some of the few parents or some of the few people from our social circle who became parents first. So we're all just trying to figure this out. And we all had eclectic music taste growing up. And
Yeah, we love and admire music. Yeah, it's part of our identity. Kids, how are we introducing it to our kids?
how are we introducing it to our kids?
This
Because I
world.
feel like a lot of, not to ring our own bells, but I feel like we have a wealth of knowledge about music. It's like where to start, what is appropriate, and what are we going to do. I have seen so many pitfalls of like, I'm trying to make my kid cool, so they're going to listen to like this niche music, which I try my best to avoid.
What are some of those pitfalls?
I would say, like, say if you try to introduce your kid to some like very unknown indie band, and you're like, oh, they are really into it. Like, you ever like see one of those kids who are just like really into a band that nobody else knows, and the parents like, see,
Oh, right. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to name names of people who have done that, but like, is that really the right way to introduce? Oh my God, you guys did that, didn't you?
I did.
Oh, okay. So go on, tell me your journey, Joe.
I love.
No.
What's the name of that band? The guy in 1973.
Oh, that was Klaatu. But also,
Third
like,
time we mentioned Klaatu on an episode.
I was so proud of that. My girls like any Fela Kuti.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, yeah. Fela Kuti.
They love the fucking song, the
zombie song?
Zombie, which is crazy because it's about like child soldiers in Africa,
And the song's like 27 minutes long.
and they love every minute of it.
But is it too soon? Now they're gonna then like think
No.
about no too soon as in like will they appreciate? They'll probably it's there for them to have. They'll love it either now, later.
They're
but
going to
they'll
love
it.
the
Yeah,
zombie
yeah.
song.
Yeah.
Well, you know what though? I think the thing a lot of the times with those songs is there's a lot of songs that I'll play for them, and it's usually done in a playful manner where the
course.
memory
Yes.
of it,
Yes.
and even the way my girls bring it up is because they're remembering the memory of the moment in which they first heard it and how much fun we had.
Yeah.
So like right now they're in a big like I made up like I added to the Ziggy Stardust trilogy group of songs,
yeah.
and I made like 3 songs about it. So I played them Space Oddity, and then Starman, and then Ashes to Ashes. So like really only 2 of them are kind of related, but even those two aren't. But I made it a story for them, and it's like bath time is like, oh, we go to outer space, and I put the speaker in there and they play it. So
really cool.
so now they think of it all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Lucy's like, play the song about the man who goes to space and can't come home. It's like, okay. And then Anna will ask, play the story about the man wanting to come home, or the children boogie is like. So they love those songs.
Joe
So
makes,
it's the
Joe
memory.
makes
That's
it
a
all
good- yeah.
very. Joe makes music very, very fun for them. Everything is like very fun and big. When we used to have in Anna's room, she had just her crib, and we had like an extra bed. We had a queen mattress in that room, and Joe would play the Yeah 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 song by the Flaming Lips.
Yeah.
And the first couple of times it was just like, hey, isn't this song great? And then they became obsessed, and it was, like Joe said, the memory of it. It was like a whole ordeal that if they were like jumping on the bed at all, even for like a second, it was like Pavlovian, where they were like, we have to listen to the Yeah 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 song. And they would have to play it, and we would put it at full volume and blast it, and they would jump and just go totally crazy.
The first one I have, I don't know if I'm derailing this, the order or whatever it is.
I have no structure to this.
So the very first song I have with Anna that I remember, well, there's two. It's the one I sang. So
Okay.
there's,
We got a lot.
but the first one I'm going to say with Anna, like personally, is like me dancing around to the Smiths. And she, like, that was, I don't know why we were playing music, and that was the one that she latched onto. It was
Yeah.
Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now.
Well, how old was she, and did she know she?
She was an infant.
I would be like just dance around the house with her while I was watching her. I'd be holding her and dancing and singing. But that song in particular, like, she really like latched onto. So she'll remember that sometimes, and she'll say, play that song that you used to dance with me with when I was.
Wow. Okay. Cool. So I got that coming.
Well,
Yeah.
What do you have? What song?
What are your top
Well,
hits?
I have. Well, I was gonna enter this differently, but because. But what you're saying is that you're making experiences with the girls with the songs, and like that, and they'll have that, and not that you etched it into their mind, but they have. Good, they have that, because you're not going to keep that routine up forever. You know what I mean? And like it'll change, but they'll still have that, and they'll remember that, and it's
Sure,
attached.
but yes, I have. But I know that from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like a big thing right now is ELO with them.
Yeah.
Well, with me and them, and I do that because I remember as a kid, I have big memories of ELO songs, and being a kid and remembering that, and the songs are still awesome to me, and still, but they
Yes.
have like. They have
Yes.
a
Oh, they're-
whole, like, a
They're
deep...
with you. They're in your blood.
There's like a big tie right to the core of me
Yes.
when I hear those songs.
So I went to go see Elton John recently, which was great, and he went to go. He got off stage and he came back on, and there was this like slow build up, lightning. I was like, "What the hell is this guy doing?" The show was terrific.
Yeah.
He went into, which is, I didn't know the name of the song, but I knew the song that he went into, beat for beat, word for word, whatever. I haven't listened to it in years. I never listened to it on my own. It was what I listened to when I was in the car with my dad.
Right.
I realized later it was Funeral for a Friend, which is the very first song to Yellow Brick Road.
Right.
And I knew every single, but I never listened to it before on my own. But I knew it. And I was like, oh my God. One, this song is everything I love about music, because it's like rocking, it's funky, it's licks, it's hooks, it's
cinematic.
long. Yeah. I was like, this is everything I love about music. But I was like, oh, this is my dad just, and this brought me right back to being in a car seat and my dad just listening to music in the car. I didn't realize he was just putting on Yellow Brick Road, and
Right.
playing it, because I knew like the songs after it too. When I went back, I realized it was Funeral for a Friend, and then I listened to the rest of the album. It's like, oh, I know this album. I never listened to it on my own, but I knew all of it. There's like a seal, Gray Seal, is on it. Yeah, I was like, I knew all of that.
But then you also have Jamaican Jerk Off on that album, too.
Which I was like,
Right.
yes, which I remember maybe asking my dad in the backseat, not liking it that way. But that song wasn't as good as the others. But yes, but what I was going into this episode thinking about like radio play was such a big thing growing up.
Sure.
Being able to sit in the front seat, so that was a huge thing with my parents and able to like listen to turn through the radio. And I was fearing that that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
But actually this week I got to talk to my students. I'm a 5th grade teacher, and I got to ask them because I played my coworker. We play a music video for them every single morning, which is so much fun. But we played like some carpool karaoke, but with Stephen Curry. It wasn't like James Corden. But anyway, I was like, okay, guys. So what do you do in the car with your parents? And they were just like, oh, my mom listens to what's her name, Celine Dion, and I love it. My dad listens to Michael Bublé in the morning. My mom listens to show tunes. My dad listens to funk. It's more fun. My sister always gets to listen to the radio. But they also make playlists too, and that their parents let them play their playlist. My mom listens to hardcore rap. So I was like, it's still there in the car. Is such a vital.
Sure.
That's
interesting. Yeah.
So this is 5th graders too. So we have the kids that are younger. But they still know so much music, the kids.
Yeah.
It's still, like, accessible, even though it's not radio. And I was nervous because, and I'm sorry I'm going on a tear, but, like, I was just thinking, like, bath time music. So I just say, play Kokomo, and it plays it. Imagine having to have a tape. Like, when your hands are wet. Or CD. But, we have that now. But still, like, we have it, we're using it, But the kids, my fear was that the kids don't have their own identity with having CDs, tapes. But I was like, oh, these kids are making playlists. These kids have playlists,
Yeah, sure.
Keeping track of the songs
actually
they
has
like.
their name on it.
Yeah,
And they'll go up to Alexa and just be like, play my playlist.
Or something like that. So I was scared that kids won't have the identity. So I put a lot out there, I know, but like...
But I think that's an element of also like age and and what we have like mental capacity to focus on.
Yeah.
As we get older, there's so many things that kind of for a lot of people take precedence. Obviously, for people like us, yes, those other things take precedence, but music is such a huge part of who we are as people.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I tried to do, I had a couple of friends who had kids prior to us, to Janine and I, and a lot of them were using Rockabye Baby. Are you guys familiar with it? I think you were playing it.
We do it every night.
Play it every night.
Rockabye Baby is really amazing because they go all across the spectrum. They'll do...
It's a group of people who play cover songs?
They'll cover whole
versions.
albums, whole...
Right.
Like, there's... The discography is limitless.
It's like Rhodes electric piano and like glockenspiel and like...
Yeah, all pleasing sounds to
Super
babies.
simple.
But, like, they did Wu-Tang's Enter the Wu-Tang in 36 Chambers.
Mm-hmm.
Like... But when you get into stuff like that, how repetitive it is, it kind of detaches from it. But like Rumors is a great Rockabye Baby album that they did.
It's surprisingly great. Planet Caravan by Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
That I love that song on its own, but when you listen to it in Rockabye Baby, it's like, oh my god, this is fucking beautiful.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The Beyonce one was really good too.
I was actually going to say it shows you how shitty current pop music is because things like Rihanna, and I love Beyonce to the end of the world, but the Rockabye Baby is just like ding, 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 ding,
Right.
ding.
For Beyonce?
Well,
Yeah, for like certain songs like that, for, a
Taylor
pop
Swift,
song
too.
where not much is happening melodically.
But sorry.
Oh no, like it's bad for that. But like if you look at like a Taylor Swift song, right? Taylor Swift, like she stays on single notes in like the root of whatever chord it is, and that actually works for her for the song. But when it is translated into a Rockabye Baby, it's
But that which on a complete tangent here is that also shows the shift in popular music, that the shift went from melody to rhythm.
Oh, to rhythm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you could even see it, which also translates into film scores.
Yes.
You realize you don't remember any melody from any film score in the last 15 years, right?
No.
Because there is none. The idea is not to have a melody. You're only starting to see them again. But anyway.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
So I actually went away from Rockabye Baby. I tried it, especially both of my kids do not sleep. Still to this day. I'm actually on 3 hours of sleep today because now my coming up to 2-year-old.
You look terrible. You look like shit.
Thank you very much.
COVID ass.
Oh,
Motherfucker.
COVID and no sleep. Why are you still here?
We actually had
Last
to wake
episode
Bill up
was
for
2
this
weeks ago.
episode.
You didn't.
Yeah, get out of my house.
Bill is sleeping over, actually.
Bill gave us COVID.
I tried. I tried.
Just so he could get some sleep.
Wait, you didn't get any sleep with all of that COVID?
No, I haven't slept in 2 weeks.
You drifted away from
So
Rockabye.
Rockabye Baby, I was like, this is the introduction to music. Like, I'm going to do this, but like I just felt it as being very distracting because I feel like my two sons are exactly like me with music, which is like I have, for lack of a better word, music ADD, where it's like I want to hear this, but I also want to hear the next thing, or I want to hear the next thing. I want to hear the next thing. I want to just like have my hands in control of this at all times. What worked best? For those of you who are keeping score at home, in the Growers and Showers episode, I have dropped numerous hints that I have a large vinyl record collection. Just by happenstance, there was this one, it was a Dynamic House Songs of the 60s record. So the first song on this Dynamic House was the Isley Brothers' Twist and Shout.
Nice.
Henry, my older kid, would just go to the first cut, drop it on there, twist and shout, over. Luckily, it was a good song. And now, just in case, I have the entire playlist on my phone. I will, if you guys want to check it out, it is on my Bill Gagg Spotify playlist. It is just the introduction to everything. I tried my best not to force anything that I like onto them. I really just
so you saw him do discovery on his own. Yeah, you gave him the outlet for discovery. Yeah.
But now here's the rabbit hole that I went into, and it actually happened tonight as well. So
he got COVID.
When you he did though. So Henry listened to Twist and Shout on the record by the Isley Brothers, but he doesn't say by the Isley Brothers. So he just says Twist and Shout, and what does Alexa play for him on Spotify?
The Beatles.
He plays him the Beatles.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's interesting too.
Anybody who has listened to us from episode 1, I'm trying my best not to talk about the Beatles anymore. We front-loaded the Beatles, stop with the Beatles. But it's been very formative. I thank you for talking about driving and doing stuff on your tape decks, because there was only 2 tapes in my dad's car growing up. One was Sgt. Pepper's, and the other one was Santana's Abraxas. My whole introduction to music was the Beatles. The first movie I ever watched that I remember was Yellow Submarine. The first song that I can remember is...
Which is your parents playing for you.
Yeah.
So...
My dad was...
Look at you, you're a Beatle freak now. There you go. So.
I'm a Beatles freak, but... Again, I don't want this to be a Beatles episode, but here's where the spiral happened. And again, I tried my best to avoid it. So he got into Twist and Shout. So then in that playlist came Octopus's Garden. Then my mother-in-law comes over. She knows Hello Goodbye. So she plays Hello Goodbye. So he's starting to get all these Beatles songs. Then we have this thing called the Yoto player. You ever hear of these? A Yoto player is, if you want to try to get a kid away from the cell phone and looking at the cell phone. Yeah. There are these cards that you just put into this box, and it's just one picture that shows up on this box, and it'll tell a story. Oh. It's actually pretty great. But we got this one card called Casper Baby Pants.
Oh yeah, Beatles, yeah.
And it's just 20 Beatles songs, and I'm putting Henry to bed today, and he's like, Daddy, do you have this album? I'm like, yes, all of these songs are on Magical Mystery Tour. So, he's going through my Beatles records now. He's grabbing Abbey Road. He's putting on Octopus's Garden. He's grabbing Magical Mystery Tour.
He did this all on his own.
That's cool.
This is great,
that's
though.
That's great, man.
And then also, he was grabbing, we had a Chuck Berry record. He keeps on putting on Chuck Berry. He was putting on... Did he put on ABBA? No, I was trying to get him to put on ABBA, but he wasn't...
Melissa Etheridge.
We had Sheryl Crow. He was putting on Sheryl Crow.
He's the guy from Presidents of the United States of America.
It is?
Yeah.
No kidding.
He's the lead singer.
It's... You know what? It sounds like he's in a rush to play these songs, though.
But he's done like a million albums of it, I think.
Too.
Oh my God. I didn't
He's
know
got
that
a
was-
lot.
So what is it? Casper Baby Pants?
Casper Baby Pants.
It sounds familiar. Yeah, it's
He does Beatles stuff.
He does all
sorts of
It's
stuff.
like Rockabye Baby in the same vein, but he sings them. He does like kid versions of all these popular songs.
Any parents on here? Casper Baby Pants.
Yeah.
So that's what. Okay.
Yeah. But like he's really Disney's tremendous with them. Like both of them just like love Disney music. The only time like I have a piano in my living room, and I don't know if your daughters have done this, but like if you try to play music, they're just like no.
Yes.
Nope.
Constantly.
Nope.
Oh really?
Cannot happen.
Cannot happen. Will not
Well,
let you happen.
I started like giving them other instruments.
Yes.
So if I'm playing guitar, I give like Lucy the bass,
Yeah.
and I give Anna another
Well, that's
guitar or
great. So you
something.
could play with them. Yeah.
Yeah, the children have been complete dictators when it comes to actually playing
Everything?
music.
Yeah,
Ever
it takes your
in
focus
your whole
away
life?
from them,
Yeah.
and they know that they want they
Soon
want all
they'll
that
appreciate,
attention.
I think, right? I would imagine they
I
would.
keep
think so.
thinking that about everything. Soon this will change,
Yeah.
right? It's been
And then what
5
they said
years.
when they do.
Just to keep me playing, Janine got me a Disney fake book. So like I've been playing Disney songs. So like now it's like,
cool.
oh, we like these, so great. So Henry now has been introducing it to Peter, but Peter is wild because it's like, yeah, I'm doing this like formative introduction with my older son, but my younger son, Peter threw me by surprise and got me into something. Picking up my dinner from this smoothie place, they're playing trap music. And
Yeah,
he's
right. Oh.
just like going nuts and like dancing back and forth, back and forth. Here's a toddler. He's 1.5 at the time, and I was like, Peter, do you like trap music? Yeah. So then I go home and I put on this Spotify playlist, Trap Mojito. So you have the analog kid and you got the digital.
Sounds
kid,
hip already.
And Peter's just going nuts. He's doing all these like crazy dances. Henry catches on, and it's just like this like contagious dance party in my house. And I'm like, all right, this is my life now.
Yeah,
No.
that's it. Yeah, I was
Find trap music for the girls.
I was like, wondering, could this podcast be possible if we all listen to techno?
I think so.
But like, it's just funny. I feel like a different appreciation. I feel like we have to be European and like sexy, to do it for techno to make it good.
My introduction was the Roots Sandstorm. I was playing Dance Dance Revolution.
But yeah, like I don't know, just the way we love music. But like, obviously, we never talk about techno. We don't talk about techno.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, what if our kids start like?
No, no.
Is this going to be the Encanto podcast? Like, do you want to just start talking about Encanto and how much
Can we?
that
I'm in.
does?
Joe's out and I'm in.
It's cool. I think the music is great.
It was my
I don't want to talk
We
about
were getting.
Is it Lin-Manuel?
Of course it fucking is. He's so
Disney
good.
is just on his teeth.
Yeah,
just
and
gets
some of
in
his,
your ear.
Yeah, but sometimes it's always the same melodies. It's the
Yes.
same intervals.
They won't
Yes.
give him the Oscar though. Come on, he's got an EGOT.
I mean, yeah, he should get that. Yeah.
I think he just needs a little break from Disney. They need to just cool it with each other. They're just jerking each other off.
Oh boy,
Well,
there go our sponsors.
he's the hot boy.
Yeah, we had that big Disney sponsorship.
He's the hot boy
It's
right
coming.
now. They gotta jerk off the hot boy. That's it.
I've been saying that for years.
How else are they going to like you?
But I just can't listen to Lin-Manuel because he's just making so much money, so I just get pissed. Like Adam Sandler
no,
in
I'm all
Transylvania,
in.
like making so much money. Like I just can't.
But that shit's dreck, man. That's like that Hotel Transylvania is like it's like some of the dumbest.
Is it? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it is. Yeah, but I just hate that they're making so much money. Lin-Manuel, just stop jerking each other.
You know what though? I will say this: as far as Encanto is concerned,
It's probably
the music's really good.
yeah, right.
It's really good. The songs are really good. I feel like there were things before that he did that I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
the Lin-Manuel thing has gone, and
Right.
then this came out. It's like, wow, this is really great.
Did I buy the vinyl? I did.
Yeah.
Does Henry play it? Absolutely.
All the
Does Peter
time.
play it too? Absolutely.
Oh man.
All the time. Do I enjoy it? Yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I have noticed with kids' music, I know that like people hate that their kids will like want to hear the same song
Yeah.
over and over and over. For the most part, I'm like with them. I'm all in
Yeah.
on
Sure.
like the over and over and
Sure.
over. I'm like, yeah, let's go. We can listen to it over and over. I'm cool with it.
The real cool thing about that, though, is there's lots of songs that we've introduced to them that it's also cool and not cool that we like really enjoy listening to, and when they want to listen to it over and over again, it feels like gratifying and
Yes,
somehow
that they like
vindicating
it,
for
yeah.
ourselves.
But a negative one of that is
Then you end up hating that fucking song
Yeah.
that you used to love.
one
Time will
day
pass, though, enough, like, you know, like, this is just, like, it's only a few months that happens, you know? It's not like...
yeah. One day I made the mistake of showing Anna the final countdown.
Oh god! And she ruined
that's-
everybody's.
And then later we listened to it one time and she was like, I like that song. I was like, all right, cool. And then at like 3:00 after school pickup, Joe texted me and it was just like, I could tell it was an angry text. And he wrote, did you really show Anna the final countdown? And I said, yeah, we listened to it for fun. He goes, we've listened to it 3 times already on the drive home.
Oh, that
Well,
was
you know
Three
what's-
Little Birds by Bob Marley. Like it was just nonstop.
The great thing with that is that Anna doesn't like say, I want to listen to the whole album of something. She'll say, I want to listen to the soundtrack of.
Yeah.
So she's like, you know what, Dad? I want to listen to the whole soundtrack of Final
Final
Countdown.
Countdown.
So I'm like, yeah?
Yeah, what is
Great.
that? Yeah.
Here we go. It's the band Europe.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
it's- yeah,
okay.
it's-
You know what? Because I know that album from when I was a kid. I'm
Yeah,
like,
is it-
I'll play it for you. This will cure you. We got a song and a half in, and she's like, I don't want this anymore. I'm like, no? Okay, we're moving on to Iron Maiden. You want to listen to some Iron Maiden?
You know what, though? I have to thank my kids. I want to do a whole episode on music that my kids got me into, and you and I have been on the same adventure for this. But thanks to my kids, because I would have never watched the movie Luca if I didn't have kids.
Yeah, I can't wait to
And
watch that.
oh my God, am I into 60s Italian pop
yeah,
music now?
it's so
Ooh,
good.
that soundtrack is
It's amazing.
so good.
That's
I
Mina
can't wait.
is
Mina, we went on a slight little rabbit hole of Mina. Have you
Yeah.
listened? Oh my God, their stuff was great.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
also,
Did
you
you
said
do
before
Luca
that
yet?
Not yet.
soundtracks.
No, we're
Oh.
just getting into movies, Isla, and
Yeah.
Well, you
What's
know
Isla doing? Like, what? I mean,
Well-
there's something else I want to talk to you about soon about education. But like, what are you doing? What's
Well,
Isla into?
So, there's this. I was gonna tell Joe, but Joe's peeing right now,
Should we bring the microphone in there?
Put it really
How's it
close.
sound?
No, you could go. No.
let me pee here.
No. I'm just bothering you. Just pee.
What were you gonna tell me? No, I want to know.
Well, no, there was this Yellow Magic Orchestra.
Don't say yellow when he's got to pay.
This Japanese. But anyway, I want to show Isla a movie, My Neighbor Totoro.
Yeah.
Oh, love
Yeah.
Totoro.
How, first of all, when we were younger, how did people even know about that? Like, it's just so funny.
I don't know. Melissa Roche showed it to me.
Right.
Kim's
That's
video.
all I know.
Older.
I
Yeah.
have no idea where she got it from.
But so she watches it and she just says bus. She's like wants to watch because it's a cat
Oh,
bus.
that's
come.
cute.
Yeah.
She's like, I want to watch bus, and she loves it. She sits for it and loves it.
Wow.
But I put that soundtrack on for her, and she's kind of getting like, oh, this is Totoro when it comes on.
Yeah.
But as far as anything that she's loving, that's the first thing that she's loving.
Yeah.
But yeah, I play anything for her in the car, anything and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, like she listened to 1999 Primus Antipop tour in
Don't
live.
do that. What are you doing?
No, do that.
Live.
This is the thing. Don't try to make your kid cool.
No,
Like-
but I'm not. But I'm not going to try
And
to.
also,
But
Antipop's like one of the worst albums.
that's a whole separate podcast. That
But you also have to play the stuff that you just
Yes.
listen
Yes.
That's not
to, that
making them
you just
cool. I mean,
like. I've spent so much time listening to Disney songs with them, and like Joe will play them songs that they love, like ELO and David Bowie, and it's like, oh, they don't have those kinds of like more current songs like from my like music vocabulary. They don't really like a lot of my stuff because I don't really ever listen to it with them. So I've been trying to do it more often where I'll just listen. I'm just putting on what I want to listen to.
Yeah.
Or I'll even just put on like whatever top hits are on Spotify, because you talked before about like the radio, just listening to the
Yes,
radio.
and that's like
And I feel
crucial.
like it's crucial to like being social people,
Yeah.
like knowing stuff that's popular too. Like I want them to know it, and like it'll help me to know it too.
Is Dynamite by Teo Cruz recent? Because I mean,
Oh my God.
that was on. That's 10 years old, isn't it?
It's like 20 years old, isn't it?
No, I'm in trouble.
I feel like that's 2005-ish.
Madagascar, I like to move it. Like, no. They love these songs.
Polka dot Afro.
Circus.
They love that song.
Yeah, no, there's so much to. With Isla, I listened to Cyndi Lauper, and Joe put it on my place. We made playlists from one another. And Joe put it on Cyndi Lauper, All Through the Night.
I don't know it.
You, if you put it on, you would know it. Yeah.
All right, let's play it now.
Okay. No, we can't.
We're back. Wasn't that song great?
It was a very quick song.
But she'll shake her butt to things, and it's just great. But also, I put on Kurt Weill for her, and she grooved to it. She'll find the groove, which I'm so excited about. That she'll find the rhythm and like bop to the rhythm. You know.
Oh, Dance Monkey, Tones and I. That's recent, right?
Kind of. It's recent-ish,
so that's, danceable stuff.
Yeah,
I
that's
gotta,
fun.
I gotta imagine.
But yes, I
Dragon
want to make
Song
sure that
here.
I'm putting I want to make sure I'm putting trap music on for Isla. You know,
Kids
or something
love
gotta have it
trap
on there.
music. Do the trap. Oh, Old Town Road by Lil Nas
I was just gonna say I really love Lil Nas X, but the lyrics are too
Right.
dirty. But Kids Bop does some great versions of Lil Nas X.
Did you hear the Kids Bop version of WAP? I don't think it's a sanctioned
Yeah,
version, but
it's pretty great.
would it be
something about pizza.
Yeah,
white ass pizza? Like a
Yeah, ass
yeah,
is still
definitely.
in
They
there.
still kept ass in there.
I can't even.
White anchovy pizza.
Waffles and pancakes?
Wait, is that
that
the kids
it?
version?
I don't know.
Oh, that's really funny. And also, who really listens to Kids Bop? Which this is a follow up to my Sheryl Crow question. But like, I remember. So I'm a 5th grade teacher. I'll say it again from the last podcast. But there was this girl. But I remember I was like, oh, you want to listen to music? And I used to just kind of always like put on like Sam Cooke or just like kind of soul music when I would like work with the kids. So it felt like it wasn't too much this way or that way. It was just kind of fun and groovy. But she's like, can we put on Kids Bop? I was like, oh, Kids Bop is kind of lame, don't you think? And she's like, and then I realized I was
You were
like,
just
oh, wait.
really
You're a
judgy to
kid.
it.
Yeah, I realized. I was like, oh, you like that? I was like, don't you think it's kind of lame? Like, and she's like, no, I like it. I was like, all right, it's great.
Make Mr. Verderamo say it was cool.
But I never listened to Kids Bop. But then my next question is like, what is kids music anyway? Isn't it just like I feel like Raffi is like kids music, yeah, but like kids music is just music that we're gonna like anyway. Otherwise, it's just over the top woman singing like Mother Goose, like. You know what I mean?
Why?
Like, otherwise, it's really silly.
No, I know what you mean.
Like there's a genre like. Well, I'm gonna say
No,
I don't
please,
like it.
please do it.
Please sing.
Please follow
No,
through.
but you're talking about like a thing of like a Lori Berkner versus like Kids Bop.
Lord rocks, though.
Lord
Because like,
Berkner's
we're put it this way,
cool.
like They Might Be Giants put out kids music, but we all like it. It's not really kids music.
I
It's
don't
not like
that stuff.
what?
Really?
that
I think it's really good.
It's great. It's They Might Be Giants. It's just a
I
continuation.
know. I've listened. I've
Yeah.
tried to listen to it,
But I don't think it's like kids music in the sense that maybe the content is kiddie, but it's still fun for a person to listen to. It's still good music and original, and like Aquabats and those guys like. But Rafi is making kids music. I feel like, but it's also great to listen to. But then
But
what
Rafi
is
doesn't
the
have
kids
that
music?
other side, though. You know, like Rafi doesn't.
Yes, that's why.
It's
Yeah,
just Raffi, the kids musician.
yeah.
Well, I think that's like when you're talking about like,
Music being good versus or like
but interpolating modern, like the modern times with an old form of music. So I feel like the
lullabies or
yes, where like it's a softer, simpler melody for a kid to latch onto. That's like, it draws their attention and draws to their like the base aspects of a child and draws them in. Whereas
right.
there are bands or artists that are trying to do the same thing but keep it modern for the things that kids are like hearing. That stimuli is happening for those children anyway. Like they're hearing all kinds of music. It's almost like I feel like the pop form of it and the modern, making that music modern is important because there is like a weird dichotomy between a Rafi and a Kids Bop or something like that.
Right.
But then you got something like Ben Folds who did the Over the Hedge soundtrack. Like.
So kids music, right?
Well, I mean, like-
Kids
for adults.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yet one of the songs on there is a Clash cover. So it's like, who's the audience here?
I really don't think kids will listen to normal music.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kids don't need to. No offense to Lullaby, whatever the hell. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't.
Yeah.
This is the original song. You can make it sleepy if you want to make it sleepy, but it doesn't need. They don't need that per se. You know, to make it.
Well, I guess that's the thing. Like, I think there was a big. If you go like by the Mr. Rogers kind of template,
Okay.
which is so his whole thing, which I have a lot of admiration for Mr. Rogers, but the idea was that the that kind of stimuli, that kind of like angsty or anything that's like up or energetic is like adding like a kind of stimuli to the children that is confusing
Right.
or and adds to a hyperactivity.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
you're saying any song that goes beyond this threshold.
Right.
Okay.
Usually, like that kind of energy and that kind of like thing is aimed towards adults who, in that kind of theory, are able to handle that kind of
Yeah.
stimuli.
Yeah.
The kids, they don't think they. I guess the thought is that those kids won't, so they make the songs like mellower and like a little bit more sing-songy.
Yeah.
And take those elements and make it like that.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that's like good. I don't.
Right.
I mean, I think like I was saying before. I think that the kids
Right.
are already have that stimuli happening anyway.
Yeah.
You put like Octopus's Garden for all intents is a kid's song, if you will. You know what
Sure.
I mean? You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
Because I feel like that doesn't get too crazy or whatever. And as far as that,
Because it's not even
modern
just like
music's
the
different.
content of the lyrics. It's like
The
what else?
feeling.
Like exactly. Like the slide guitar in it, the higher register piano in it. Like it's all stuff that is more audibly satisfying for a child versus.
In fact, it gets a little chaotic, like modern.
Yeah.
But we don't live in those times, though. We don't.
Yeah.
You know, Octopus's Garden is like 40-something years
I know,
ago.
yeah.
But I remember, like, I had pretty much
Right,
carte
that's
blanche
true, yeah.
to whatever music I had growing
my
up.
mom, I don't think my parents put on kids' music for
No.
me. You know what I mean? Like
No,
that.
we listened to whatever.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
And then I had an
Right.
older brother, so like Nirvana Nevermind came through the house, and I was 6. Or like Appetite for Destruction came through, no problem. The only time that there was ever like a I don't want you listening to that was Closer by 9 Inch Nails. That was the first time that it was just like, oh, there is a bad word in this song.
Yeah.
Now all bets are off. So of course I'm like, I gotta listen
I
to the
remember
song. You know?
my mom asked me, and again, listening to the radio, and what's her name? Alanis Morissette came on. She's like, it was, and the love that you made in the bed, that was my
Yeah, you oughta know.
Going down on you in a theater.
Yeah, and my mom's like, do you know what this song is about? I remember being in
Yeah,
the van.
Dave Coulier, Joey Glasgow.
And I was just like, just going through a breakup, I think. And like that was it, because I never really like listened like
Sure.
in a theater. Like I didn't,
Right.
like I didn't.
You don't
like,
understand it.
Yeah, or I
Yeah.
wasn't even concerned with what the lyrics were.
Even when
I'm
you
just
know
kinda-
all the lyrics, you could say them all verbatim. And it's like, oh, I have no idea what they
Unless
are.
it's one of the dirty words that you're not allowed to say that your parents you're not really
Yeah.
piecing together.
Yeah. I'm not figuring out what the bigger.
I even
meaning
Think about how many big family parties you went to where they played Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
Oh my
Well,
God, I went to
please,
yeah, I was just gonna say.
I knew it.
We have a friend who, should we even drop the
You did already.
So,
No, 5
You
people
just
listen to
did
this.
already.
so ex-wife sang Paradise by a Dashboard Light with her father.
Like
So-
to each
With the
other,
solo.
like
To
with
each
each other, to each other.
Wow.
And I think everybody was like, does anybody know what the lyrics to this song is?
It's like Afternoon Delight in Arrested
Yes,
Development.
exactly that.
Oh, we had my school had a talent show a couple of weeks ago, and a student sang a song with a teacher, and the song that they did, the lyrics were like, and I know that when we're kissing, everything's alright, I'm missing you, whatever the song was. And I was like, is anyone... Everyone just thinks this is fine? They're just up on the stage singing about making out. Okay.
Oh, no. I mean,
Cool.
like, I
Cool,
Touched
cool, cool.
Myself
Keep
by
going.
the Finals was like
Right.
always on in,
Yeah.
you know, like this like recreation room that I was at when I was a kid. And it's like
Supermarkets, you name it, yeah.
And also just everything by Prince too. Like, everything.
Everything.
I just have to say, like, I had never seen Purple Rain. And we went with Joe and Bergio and Allie. Maybe I don't know. It was like 4 years ago when they had it in the
Probably
theater.
more, yeah.
And we went to go. They just were replaying in the theater, and I watched it in amazement. It was like, oh, this is really great. I mean, not great, but it was like, this is fun. And then it's like the movie just randomly ends with Prince like jizzing all over a crowd,
over the audience.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fucking
It's
weird.
insane.
Like it stopped, and there's like a slow shot and like a stop motion shot of like.
I mean,
him,
from
like,
his guitar.
yeah, but
people who
there
have
was
never
like
seen it.
liquid like stopping in the air, and I'm like, and I just looked at Joe and Bergeron. I'm like, that's how this fucking ends. That's it.
And he was like, yeah, it's great, right?
So my kids have watched Purple Rain. No, but like when I was young, like my dad showed me Yellow Submarine,
Right.
and I'm like, how old can my boys be to like actually show them that?
I
guess now.
Now.
I guess
Because
now.
it's like nonsensical if you don't have any kind of like reference to piece things together and understanding like drug culture and even like the way the movie was made.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm like, are they even going to sit through it? You know, like they probably won't.
I did when I was a kid. I mean, but that was older brothers showed me it, and it was stimulation. I enjoyed watching the colors and the weird stuff that happened.
Now, are you doing anything to introduce the girls to music education yourself? Like any type of like music class or
Not yet.
anything tactile?
No, I like do stuff with them. One of the big things I do with Anna is, and I think it's kind of like working. She is like I was always big on like, I'll sing. I'll make up a song for anything that happens, and I'll just sing a random melody line, put words together, and just try to like
Mommy's mad at me
improvise.
because I ordered the wrong Chinese food.
Oh, you heard that one?
Sounds like a sore subject, Chris.
Compound boy.
But Anna, like, I mean, I know kids do that, but Anna like does it all the time.
All the
like
time.
she constantly is like
Writing
making up songs, and I like.
Her teacher texted me and said Anna is always making up songs when she's in the bathroom by herself and she thinks no one can hear her.
It's pretty funny. But like that kind of aspect of that and just like picking up the guitar and piano notes and things like that.
really
But
cool.
no real like note training. I'm kind of like more interested in the idea of her using music to express herself. I have always had a hard time like really expressing myself, and I find that like the thing that sorts out my brain and helps me to kind of like express
Just
myself.
fucking ripping on the guitar, baby.
No, or just like music in general. It's like listening, writing, like any of that stuff. And I know that Anna has like, it feels like she always has a lot of things going on in her head.
Yeah.
And I wonder sometimes if that's like the same thing I had as a kid. And so I want her to have, and same thing with Lucy, to have that kind of concept of like music as an organizer, as a kind of like pink noise, you know, like.
Also, music classes are very expensive for a 4-year-old to sit there and not really
Right. And
pay attention or like listen or follow any of it. I would love to. I want them both to, like as soon as possible. But
It took 3 years. It took absolutely 3 years for Henry to be the, I guess, class leader, I want to say.
They're talking about music together?
Oh, yeah. Oh, we can't name the name, but...
But they just sing. They're just hanging out there.
Yeah. Like, Chris and I both are in a, like, a mommy and me class. Like, it's just like a music circle. Like, you're just all singing very basic songs. Guys up there. It's Sean's cousin playing ukulele. And then they'll like throw drums on the floor, or like they'll just do everything like tactile, like all like it's the Delcro's method. It's a good introduction. It does take a little bit of time to like just become familiar with the song. So this way now you do like a little bit more music through movement. And for the longest time, I thought that it was complete bullshit. I thought it was like, okay, so this is a scam. You're just like having a bunch of parents bring their kids to like just like play around.
That's what it
Yes,
is. It's just a
it
waste
is.
of time. It's just to pass the time.
It is.
That's it.
Bill's about to talk
Yeah,
about the
I know,
science behind
I
it.
know.
So
It's just passing the time.
But shut up.
It's not that, Bill. Whatever you're gonna tell.
It's like Anna's karate class.
Yeah, it's just passing the time.
She's a ninja now.
but she likes it for once.
Isn't it weird how many like 6-year-olds are black belts?
They steal my wallet all the time in an alley.
If anybody needs,
So Peter has played Carnegie Hall. No, it's. I just think that it's a good introduction. It's having a structure of songs that are familiar. You know what instrument to play with the songs because, yeah, the class is a little silly when it comes to it. Like it
Well,
is
I
just a
think-
social event.
Yeah, it's just being social and sitting in a class and following along. I don't think it's.
Yes, but however, like now, Henry will associate the ukulele with some of the songs that Matt will. So like he'll pick up one in the house and just like start leading our like 3-person class at home in those songs. And he's not getting the notes, of course, like he doesn't have the dexterity. He's 3 years old. But he's getting the rhythm down, like he's actually getting strumming down from it because he knows the tempo. So it's again like there's something to it. There's something
Yeah.
as far as like just the fundamentals of rhythm. Did it happen overnight? No, it took 3 years.
No, yeah, it's
But-
being. I think it's like practicing over and over,
Yeah.
just going. Yeah, you're right. Rhythm is definitely what happens.
Yeah.
Just the tapping, everybody together, and keeping that. Yeah, it's
Yes.
huge. That's huge.
But I mean, is it also like, oh, I just want the song that has the train whistle? Yeah, that's it too. And then you're just gonna blow a train whistle.
That's all.
What's the science behind that, Bill?
Well, you know what?
It's a train whistle. It goes choo-choo, and we all walk in a circle and then turn to the left.
Yeah, out of nowhere too.
And
Don't
Going
you
to
think though
grandma's
that
house.
just the mere fact that like we are so like music is not a background thing for us.
Yeah.
And when we do anything like hanging out with our kids or dancing, it is an event
Yeah.
to listen to music and have that thing. And I feel like that in and of itself is like a learning thing for kids too, to make it. I mean, yeah, the tactile thing could be like a really important part of associating the sound with the action.
Yeah.
But also the fact that we place so much movement and aspect on music and I think that builds a big thing for kids too. Builds their rhythm, builds their idea of it being a form of expression and an active
Yeah, that's what
thing.
you said for the very beginning when you were
Right.
talking about your Yeah 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 song and like making that an event.
Right.
Yeah, just
No,
making it.
that's
Music is so much more. Yeah.
But I think, yeah, I feel like it connects that dot and turns it
Yeah.
into something they can do.
yeah.
Like this morning, I played Fantasy by Mariah Carey with ODB for Lucy, and we danced to the whole song, and we did the ODB verse, and now she knows that Wu-Tang is for the children. So that's what you do.
And we just got her a grill later on today. She's
We got her fitted.
Wait a second.
It's a DMX.
I know. No, that was Ja Rule.
It was close.
Yeah.
So I like that you do that because you're making an occasion associated
Yeah.
with a song. Janine used to tell me, like, ever since she was a little kid, she would always get ready to Bizarre Love Triangle by New Order. And, like, but that was, like, part of just the routine. That's something that I have never done, which is just, like,
Make
it's
a
time to
song.
brush teeth. Here's this song, you know?
Well,
And
well
I
you
think that-
did by I listened to Z100 in the morning going to school. That was like the routine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was. I guess we didn't listen to music when we took baths, but my dad had a radio that he would listen to in the morning, but we never listened to it during bath time.
Yeah.
But now it's just we have an Alexa in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And it's great.
And yeah, we try to put music in the bathroom. For the longest time, we were doing the Lucas soundtrack at bath time,
Yeah.
but then we just listened to it way too many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, things just change. Right, it's every other month, and nothing's like forever. It's like a cold November rain.
Yeah.
Oh,
You did it again, didn't you?
let's go back to the Cheryl Crow memes, please.
Is that your ending?
I hope we have meme culture on here, but Did we do it?
I feel like
Did we figure
there's
this
still so much more to kids because like the lullaby music and going good night, because I played a whole bunch of different songs for Isla going to bed, like just rocking her. But now she's standing up. She wants the color when we're putting her to bed. So she's walking around her to sleep saying,
That's
she's
too stimulating.
I know. But like now it's at the point where like it's not rocking anymore. She's just up, picking out books, taking out crayons, taking out things, and you're just like, all right, this is too much. It's been a half hour of this.
Stop it.
You're in the bed now, and she'll go to bed. Like no fight. But it's
That's
not
good.
like rocking anymore.
Yeah.
It's like it's done.
Yeah. Yeah, one day that's just done.
Yeah, it's just
It's very sad. But then they get bigger. The good thing is they get bigger
and it's
and they like
different
ask for it
things.
again.
yeah.
They do want to go back to it every once in a while.
They're so much heavier.
And it's so
Yeah,
much
I know.
harder to do. They want you to carry
They're
them
wiry.
everywhere.
But then the new things that you do with them become the thing.
Exactly. Yeah. But now they know it because we're like hearing from you guys. It's like I can't believe they would request a song.
Yeah.
Isla's gonna do that soon, and that's gonna be
Yeah,
nuts.
it's
Yeah.
pretty great.
Yeah.
It's pretty great, the stuff that they request.
Yeah.
They love Britney Spears.
Right now they
Did
do.
you work,
Big
bitch? Do you want to know? Is that
I haven't gotten to work, bitch, yet. I don't
that's
know.
like-
I don't know how to skirt around that one. I don't know how to
can
make
see
that one
Is there a
okay.
Kids Bop?
We
Work
love Toxic.
Wait a minute.
Love Toxic.
Was it Born That Way from Lady Gaga?
We haven't listened to that one.
No, what's the other
Bad
one?
Romance.
Bad Romance.
She says the B word in it.
Yes. All the
But
time.
we don't ever sing the words to that part. I purposely
She-
don't sing the words to that part.
Okay, but she does.
Oh, well, that's funny.
All right,
I
let's go
haven't
back
heard
to
her
the
do
Alanis
that.
Morissette thing where she doesn't.
Anna, just
Yeah.
don't say bitch. Say
She
go down
just-
on you in a theater. Please.
There's no curses in that.
Right. I think that's no.
No curses. That's the issue.
Wholesome words.
I can't believe I have some stuff on and then the F word just flies by.
it just
I'm like,
happens.
oh.
And you're just like, ah! You start screaming in the middle of
Yeah.
the song for some reason.
Well, Jen and I we listened to the podcast from the Workaholics guys. I was like, let me try putting this on.
What?
And like, I'm like, I can't have this on.
First of all, the last 4 weeks they've been like, all right, and now we're 3 minutes in and we're already talking about cum and jizz in this episode. You cannot listen with her.
Janine, for the longest time, was listening to last podcast on the left.
Yeah, okay, which is
just very macabre and just all about serial killers.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And then I think
God.
once my oldest started talking,
That's
and
it.
it's just like we can't anymore.
Yeah.
Nope.
But now it's like if he's at school, she's just trying to sneak it in. But now you got my little guy now coming into his conscious memory. So it's like, oh shit,
Yeah,
never mind.
That's gone.
yeah, that's
So
it.
That's
we're like
gone.
a year and a half behind on those podcasts. Yeah. One thing I also noticed is I did it and you did it. You have one child, so you'll figure it out too. The focus mostly is on introducing it to the older child. I don't know if you are seeing that it is equal with them, or if the younger one is figuring it out more so by themselves, or in a situation like me, you're the youngest. You're the young, all three of us are, and you have, I don't know if Kim
Sort of
is,
the youngest.
a minute older than you or whatever, but all of us are, for argument's sake, the youngest. Chris is a twin, but as the younger sibling, you are introduced by your older brothers and sisters, right? So as much as I try to introduce it more so to Peter, Henry already has taken the lead, and even at such a young age, showing him everything that he knows, which is so beautiful to see and so exciting.
Anna is just in charge of everything ever. So Lucy just has no say whether she would like something else or not.
But
But she's just so genuinely happy to enjoy things with Anna that she does just go along with everything with Anna and enjoys all that music too.
Yeah.
But she's more and more as she gets older now, she's starting to develop her own things. There's a lot of we're very obsessed with the Sing movies.
Which are great. That's a fun
Love
way
them.
to introduce music. to
Love them
Yeah.
so much. But there's songs that are Anna's songs. and songs that are Lucy songs.
Really? Yeah.
Yes, very much like, and
The
they
kind
know
of?
it, we know it. Yeah, it's just the way it goes. This is my song. This is my song.
Wow.
And and everyone is on board with it. That's just what it is. I'm
just
Still
funny that that
Standing
happens.
is Lucy's
Yeah.
song, and like it is just how it happens. But as she's getting older, she's like putting her foot down about like, this is my thing. But still, for the most part,
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Lucy, I don't know. Lucy is, I guess it's a different situation. I get to spend a lot of time with Lucy in the mornings during the week. And she's like pretty receptive to like listening. She definitely wants to listen to her songs, like the song that she knows over and over and over and over again. But she'll like, there's music that I've introduced to her that I haven't introduced to Anna yet.
Okay.
You know, so I mean, there's like, she definitely has her own kind of thing, and Anna has her own thing. Anna is like pretty like voracious and like very. If she hears something she likes, she's like, oh, I want to hear that again. I want to, you know, like she'll really jump on something. But Lucy does too. It just in her own way.
So is this getting any plans for the second? This is how you introduce them.
ooh,
Publicly saying right now. Go tell everybody before anybody.
I think it's the game plan's August, so it comes out in May.
it comes out.
It comes out.
Because then it has to do with time off.
Yeah.
When you work in a school,
Yeah.
that's it.
So August is pump time.
Both my kids.
Pump and dump.
Both my kids are purposely born on the same week so I could take the summer off.
Is that true?
They're 3 days apart.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
You got a sharpshooter.
I almost Robin Hooded it, you know, like where it's like you hit the arrow right.
This move.
That's great.
Because it was still in there. I don't know.
No, it's totally, it makes sense. It makes sense. I never thought about it.
God, I gotta edit this.
So Robin Hood, they can say I totally Little Mermaided it. Just swam in right after.
Little Mermaided it. I totally Mr. Toaded it.
Whole thing was a wild
Like you lost
ride.
a deed to your house or something? Like,
I don't know. Just saying all the
weasels?
random.
No, you know, like when you shoot the arrow
Oh,
into the arrow.
Yeah, I love that.
I Snow Whited it. You know, I needed 7 dwarfs. That
I wasn't even doing the Disney's Robin Hood. Just any Robin Hood. Oh, jeez. Okay, so we're Rock Pops.
Oh,
It's
jeez.
rockpopspod@gmail.com
So-
if you... Oh, go, yeah.
So a guy is going for an interview for a new job.
Okay.
And he walks in to the office, and there are 2 other men there with him, and the secretary comes out and says, okay, well, Mr. Williams is going to see you in a little while. I just wanted to warn you guys that if there's anything about him that seems a little, like, off, you maybe just don't mention it when you go in. But he doesn't have any ears. So they all go, oh, okay, thanks. So the first guy goes in, and it's real quiet, and he's yelling from the other room, and they send the guy out. Next guy goes in, same thing happens. Our character walks in, he goes, sits down at the desk with Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams goes, well, wow, this looks great. Your resume is fantastic. Well, I just wanted to ask you, is there anything that would make you feel uncomfortable for working with me? Like anything about me that might make you feel uncomfortable? It's like, no, this is really great. You're very nice. He's like, really, is there anything? He's like, well, you wear contact lenses. And he goes, I do wear contact lenses. How did you know that? He goes, well, if you had ears, you'd be wearing glasses.